welcome all of you warmly to Live to Lead 2023. This will be our 7th year hosting Live to Lead.
To me, development is not those and things, but to what extent people will live independent lives so that they can feed, clothe, shelter, defend, and protect themselves.
A legacy-minded leader is somebody who looks beyond his own circles, his own self-interest, and even dares to look beyond generations after him.
Then you know the person is a leader, because that's legacy. They are thinking of tomorrow. They've gone beyond today.
I came to this program, Live to Lead 2023, to improve or to add value upon myself. That was my expectation.
If I didn't learn anything, I've learned that leaders pay a price, and it takes paying the price to be a leader and be able to pull others even beyond where you have reached. So yes, it's been a very impactful session.
It's sort of amazing. It's been engaging from the morning session up to now. We have learned and are going to impact the next generation. It's a must attend for next year. Join next year and don't miss out. Thank you very much.
Why is Live to be important? I think it is embedded in the very aim of the conference, Live to Lead. Our purpose as human beings is to lead.
Hello, dear friend. I would like to welcome you to Live to Lead 2023. Here on this leadership portal is where all the action will happen. I want to congratulate you for investing in your growth. My name is Samuel Ayim, the CEO of CTL Africa. I, on behalf of my co-host in Ghana, Sarah Jessie Appiah, Dr. Yao Pebi, Reverend Mrs. Doris Ahiate, and Emmeline Dati, we want to welcome you warmly. We have put this program together for you because we believe in you and we believe that this will help you. So we encourage you, go ahead and explore this LeaderPass platform and familiarize yourself with the environment, because this is where all the action will be. On 6th of October, we will have 2 sessions. The morning session will start at 9, and on this platform you look out for the breakout session. That is where the morning session will be. That's where Professor Frimpong Boateng and the other local speakers will share on the subject of leading for legacy. At 1 p.m. we will join the international session with John C. Maxwell and the other international speakers. And you would navigate this platform to the main stage. That is where the international session would be. Meanwhile, on this platform are a number of bonus videos. Most of them are from previous Live to Lead experiences that you can begin to experience and enjoy and learn. So once again, congratulations for investing in yourself. We encourage you to make the best of this opportunity for your personal and leadership growth. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the leadership platform. I'm excited today to be joined by Sarah. Sarah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're joining us in the world. It's great to have you again this Saturday for another Live to Lead 2023 Nuggets. So, Sam, whom do we have this week?
Great. And we have two amazing professionals, banking professionals, leadership professionals, coaches, public speakers who are going to address us and share their learnings because they were part of Live to Lead. So we encourage you at this moment, please go ahead and share the link with your friends. And those of you in Ghana today, you have an informal holiday, so you must be at home. So share the links with your friends, with your colleagues, with your subordinates, with your bosses, and let them join the platform. And if you're connected, please share with us your name and where you are connecting from. And we will be excited to introduce you to the whole wide world. We know that many of you join and you don't introduce yourself. That's fine. But on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, wherever you're joining from, please like our pages, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on the leadership platform. All right. So, Sarah, let me see who we have. Who do we have here today? I
think
think,
we have William.
Okay, you see
Douglas.
William?
No, it's Douglas. It's Douglas Samuate. He is always the
Okay,
first person to sign up. So
Douglas Amwache is here. All right, great. Okay,
we
so
have a
Douglas is,
we have a
yeah, he has
present for Douglas.
okay, so Douglas has announced himself, but we know that everywhere I go, I find people who tell me, "Oh, last week I was on your platform." I say I didn't see you. Say, "Well, yeah, I just didn't want to show my face." But we know so many people connect from everywhere, and so this evening we have. They will tell us a bit more about themselves. So I think we will just bring them on and then they will tell us a bit more about themselves. Then they will go into their presentation. The first person we have is Dr. Loretta Sapon. Dr. Loretta Sapon is here with us. She has the women's desk at EcoBank, my former organization, and she tells me that she gives money not only to women, but every activity related to women. So, Doc, you are very welcome. And we also have, she will tell us a bit more about herself. I know she's also a Toastmaster, great speaker, and so she will tell us a bit more about herself. The next person is also a banker, and he's in charge of leadership development for the Standard Chartered Bank Ghana. And he is Christian Diaba, and he brought also so many of his team members to Live to Lead 2023 because he believed in leadership development. So did EcoBank also support Live to Lead 2023, and Dr. Loretta and many other members of the EcoBank team were present. So this evening, they're going to share with us their learning, their experiences, and whatnot. So yes, I think they will tell us a bit more before we go into the nuggets. So, okay, they say ladies first. So, Sarah, what do you think?
Yes. So we'll have Doug share with us first. And Doug has already been on this platform before. So she's not new to us, and she's always comes with very powerful insights and learning. So get your pens, notebooks ready, and really take notes. All right, Doug, over to you. Tell us who you are again for those who have never been on this platform. Give us a little bit background about you and why also you decided to participate in Live to Lead again in 2023. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone on the call. I'm excited to be here again and to share our leadership thoughts and concepts with you. I have been in the banking industry for almost 2 decades now, and 18 years with EcoBank. I always say the L in my name stands for loving, and loving people are loyal. And probably that's how come I've been with one institution for 18 years, showing my loyalty. I come from a very large family. I have 8 brothers from the same parents, and I say it on the platform. I am proud to have been a mother and a leader to these 8 amazing siblings of mine, because we lost our mom at the age of when I was 14, and I needed to step in and play the mother role. And it's been an amazing journey so far. And I take leadership as a journey. It's never a destination, and every day gives us an opportunity to learn. And that is how come I was on Lead to Lead 2023, to learn, to grow, because my mantra in life to be a growing, contributing human being, impacting not only this generation, but the next one to come. So this is me, Loretta, and we are on a journey to be great leaders to impact lives. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Great. So, how did Live to Lead 2023 play out for you? What were your learnings? What were your takeaways? How are you implementing this already in your day to day work? So, over to you. Share with us, and we are here to listen to you. Sam, do you have something to say before
Yes,
Dr.?
I think that Laura, Doc is good. It's going to share his great. I know she says it's love, and I think he's probably going to share so much love today. But Christian will want to tell us a bit more about himself before he goes backstage and leave the stage to Doc. So Christian, just also share with us a bit more about yourself and why you brought so many people from Stanchart to Live to Lead. Yes.
Thank you very much, Sam. And I'm excited to be here. It's a great time to be here. And I think it's a privilege for me to be able to join this team of leaders who are making a difference all around the world. A bit about myself, of course, my name is Christian Diaba with Stanchart. I wish I could brag about the number of years I've been in banking, like Dr. Loretta did. I've been in banking half as many years as Dr. Loretta has been. So I'm sure that for those of you who are actively listening to her, that's your first mental assignment. How long have I been in banking? Before then, I spent about 11 to 12 years in telecoms. And if you've been in both industries before, you will know that one is very young. The telecom industry, especially mobile telephony, is a very young industry. Banking has been here for so long. My passion really, and I find it pretty interesting when people call me a banker, my passion really is to support people to be better versions of themselves. And so you would find that everywhere I am, that's what drives me. I'm consistently aiming at how can I support people to be better versions of themselves. And in addition to all that I do, I am proud to say that I am the father, if you like, the proud father of 4 beautiful daughters. And so I'm a husband and a father, and that is my biggest privilege, because I feel that that is where my real test of leadership begins. How I'm able to support my wife and lead the family, and how in the midst of my biggest, if you like, employers, which are 4 daughters, I would be able to provide leadership that makes them aspire towards becoming better versions of themselves. I've known John Maxwell since I was a young boy, and that's just a few years ago. And I've been following him. I've read almost all his books. I had the privilege of being part of his leadership training that was held some years ago in Ghana. And every year, the equipped team will come to Ghana and provide leadership training. And so I got into Live to Lead just last year, and I was surprised that something like that was happening, and I didn't get to join. And so I joined last year, found great value, And this year, I was back there again. The greatest form of gratitude is the fact that my organization was prepared to support people who were willing to grow themselves and be better versions of themselves. That's what brought us to Live to Lead last year. And this year we were back again. And the loads of value I got out of it, I can't wait to hear from Dr. Loretta and then add my perspective as well. So thank you very much for having me. It's a privilege to be here.
Great. Thank you so much. And I find myself as an intercession between the two of you. I'm the firstborn of 8 and only one woman full of boys. And I'm the firstborn. My mother also lost my mother early, and I had to lead all the family as a father. And then I also have 4 girls. Of course, there's one boy who has spoiled the equation. So I'm the father of 4 daughters plus a boy. But I'm great. We are in great company of people who are willing to impact the world and change life and help you. So if you're connected, hey, you are in good company. I see Amwaku Kwesia Sari is here all the way from Italy. All right. And I see Doris Atta is here from Accra. And who else? All right. Let's kick starting. We'll start with Loretta Wintry. Yes, Sarah, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I cannot wait to hear all the learnings they're going to bring to us. I have my pen ready. Get your paper and let's start to roll. Doctor, over to you. Share with us your
Thank
learning.
you kindly again. Yes. And Live to Lead, like I said from the beginning, I left the conference inspired, enlightened, and ready to conquer new horizons and even the world at large. I realized that leadership is all about people. At the heart of leadership is people, and effective leaders understand the needs, motivations, and aspirations of their team members, and they work to create an environment that fosters growth, development, and success. And for me, that is what I left home with. You know, how we need to live and lead, and leadership is about people. I was inspired right from the beginning, from the morning when we got to hear life stories. And my charge to everyone on the call is that every leader has a story to tell. We all have a story to share and tell. Leadership or greatness is a journey, it does not happen a day. It does not just happen. It is not a miracle. You wake up and you are a leader. It is the failures, the experiences that we put together, and the totality makes us who we are and how we are able to impact and influence those around us. That makes us great leaders. And so when John Maxwell took us through the practices of high road leaders, again, I was wowed. You know, he brought to the attention how we need to value all people, because that is how high road leaders does. They value all people. They acknowledge their humanness. We are not superhuman. And that's why I said that we all have gone through challenges. We've gone through problems. We've gone through situations that we don't just give up. We don't throw in the towel, but we become strong through it. And we can hit our chest every day and say that I am strong today because I have been weak. I am bold because I have been fearful. Then, so that is what leadership does to us, that the challenges that we go through, once we are able to acknowledge that we are human and we weep when we have to, and then rise up and wipe those tears and still stand up and show up and say that, hey, I need to live for that little brother who is looking up to me to make it in life. And because you acknowledge your humanness, you are a high road leader. He also said that high road leaders, they do the right things for the right reasons. So you don't just live for yourself. You don't just do things because you feel like doing, but you do the right things because you have a reason to do it. You have an ethical moral, and ethical leaders do right things for the right reasons, because others are watching, because others are depending on you, And so you got to do and get it right. You give more as a leader than you take. So in leadership, it is not about you just taking and collecting and learning. And so, like we are doing this evening, what we learned during the conference, we are giving back to those who could not even make it. So high road leaders, they give more than they take. They give back to the community. They develop emotional competence. And like I said from the beginning, you don't just throw in the towel and say, enough, I've seen enough. Oh, the politics is too much. I cannot take it. No, you need to develop that emotional competence to say, I don't have control over this, but I know I can make it. And because others are also looking up to me, I need to be strong and stronger for them. You place people above your own agenda. And even in the bank, we say that people before paper. So whilst you are busy putting that report together and you have that customer on the call or probably seated in front of you, because you are a high road leader, you place that people, that's the person in front of you, the person on the call, high above your own agenda of finishing up the report. People before paper always is my policy. You embrace authenticity. I always say that we have but one person, yourself. All others are fake. So be original, be you. And that is what high road leaders are. They embrace authenticity. They don't just copy. We copy and we copy even people's names. No, be who we are. And young ladies, young men on the call, we need to embrace authenticity. Now we even fake assets. Who are you? What do you want? Who do you want to become? It is key in the practice or in the journey of becoming a high road leader. Embrace authenticity. They are accountable for their actions. And in Ghana, we are where we are because nobody wants to take blame for his or her actions. But if we are to take accountability for our responsibility for what we do day in, day out, and say, I am accountable for this action. Yes, I am my own leader in the home, in the office, on the road. I am in charge. And we are accountable for that and not throw things from our cars onto the road. I believe we will see the better Ghana that we are all aspiring to see. So you live by the bigger picture. Have a high road leader has the end in mind. So you are not limited by what you see today. You are not frustrated by what is going on and what you can't have. But because you have the bigger picture at the back of your mind, you are not worried because you know that you are going to make it, you are going to leave that impact for others to follow. So you carve the way and you are calm, you are competent, but you are focused. Your eyes are on the ball. You live by the bigger picture. That is high road leaders do. That is what they do. And they don't keep scores. Yesterday you did this to me, and so tomorrow I'll also make sure no. High road leaders do not keep score. They desire the best for others. This is what John Maxwell puts together, and I have embraced it and I'm living with it and running along. And this evening, I want to share this with you that the most powerful leadership tool you have is your own personal example. So write the stories that we have. Every day, it's a new challenge to us. Leadership is like a tree. And in order to survive and bear the fruit of success, you must have that deep root of character, convictions, values, and purpose. High road leadership, be convicted about who you want to become and how you want to live that impactful life. Marcus led us to another dimension of leading with love. And I said from the beginning that for me, I always say that the L in my name stands for love. But when he took us through leading in love, it was again an eye opener for me. Why must we lead with love? Because, when you think about business, what comes to mind? We are in business to make money. We are in business to make revenue, profits, to build human capital, like Christian is doing, or probably to build a brand. EcoBank's brand. You want to build a solid brand. And by that, you think that you are leaving a legacy. But again, Live to Lead conference brought back the concept that love is the key. You need to strike a balanced role between professionalism and being personable or caring, because you need to know when to really exhibit professionalism and when to blend in the soft skills of showing empathy, showing love, concern, care for those that you are leading. So if people are not handled with care, it can add more stress. And we know we are going through a lot of stress. Even to move from your house to your workplace, you go through a lot of stress, traffic, kids that you need to take care of, make them ready, and all that. And so it adds more pressure if we don't show care and love to the team and the people that we are working with and that we think that we are leading. It will decrease performance, and you, the leader, will tend to suffer. So if you are a leader and you want to lead and live for the impact that you want to see, then you must show love. There is no business without people. So when people thrive, then the business thrives. So love, it is the love, the camaraderie that we share at the workplace. It is the togetherness that people can just say, I give my all because I know I'm working with and for a friend, and not because probably I have to work and earn my salary. That is when you see the team that you are leading giving off and going the extra mile to achieve the set targets. So this is the reason why we must lead with love. Business is 90% transactional and the 10%, so 90% relational. How we relate with the people gives us 90% of the results that we want to see. The 10% that we see are only transactional, the paperwork, the day-to-day activities that we need to do, the targets that we need to hit. They are just 10%. The 90% is the relationship that we keep. So let's try to live with empathy, because it is the way to really lead and have impact in our leadership. So if I'm to just give 8 ways or show us how to lead in love, I will say that one is the simple things. Just show appreciation or acknowledge. Give a pat on the back to your team that you are leading. And if you are leading yourself as a father, as a brother, as a sister, acknowledge the little effort that you are even giving of daily. Show appreciation and acknowledge and appreciate those around you and even yourself. Be kind to yourself. Take it easy. Rome wasn't built in a day. Offer, encourage others in your team to also give. So when you see that others need a helping hand, hold that person's hand. Give that brother a hand, and together pull him and get the task done. So show appreciation, offer support, be understanding and flexible. I say do it. I am the boss. Do what no. Be flexible. Be accommodating. If that mother needs to work from home, be that accommodating, because COVID has taught us better. Work is what we do and not where we go to. So be that understanding and offer someone love. Have a listening ear. Do we listen to our team members? Do we really listen? If we are to organize a test now to test our listening skills, most of us will fail. But develop that listening ear. It is a skill that great leaders need to have. Keep the communication lines open. Be approachable. Be accessible. Show that warmth that people can come to you. And by that, they can trust you with their feelings and let you know that because they know that you are there for them, they will also learn to trust you. Leadership or high road leaders and performers, they are trustworthy. They inspire confidence. And so keep up the communication lines open. Train rather than criticize. So instead of you don't know, I tell you repeatedly, this is not the way to do it. Train. Let me take you through how we get this done. Oh, this report I don't think meets the required criteria. Let me give you a format to follow. Train, coach, mentor others to become who they want to become. Offer support. I've already talked about that. Ask how people are doing. Don't just see it as a routine. You have to come to work, 8 to 5, you are there. Ask, how are you? How is your family? Know the children's name. Care, show genuine care and concern. And that is the way to lead in life. And always remember that leading with love is not only beneficial for you and your team, but it is also for yourself. It is not only your team members that benefit when you show love or when you lead in love. You yourself becomes a beneficial of that because love gives, and as you give, you learn. As you give, you feel happy. I am wrapping up, and I want us all to draw back to Maya Angelou's Love Liberates poem, in which he recalled about how she left home at the age of 17 with her baby, but the mother said, "My home is always open. Anytime you are down, just come back." And then he began by saying, "I am grateful to have been loved and to be loved now, and to be able to love because love liberates." So she was grateful to the mother for liberating her when she said, I'm leaving home, you know. And then she came back later when the mother was not doing too well, brought her mother home, took care of her until she died. And then she said, "You see, love liberates, it doesn't bind. Love says, I love you. So I love you if you are in China. I love you if you are across town. I love you if you are in Harlem. I love you. I would like to be near you. I would like to love and have you, my arms around you. I would like to hear your voice in my ear." But that is not possible because probably we are distant. We have to work, and so we are worlds apart. But because love liberates, because love sets free, I love you, so go. So today I challenge all of us to liberate our children, to liberate them to aspire to do their own things, to just be guide them. But let love even liberate them. Let love help them to make their own choices and decisions. For love liberates. So, in conclusion, leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character. If you must be without one, then be without the strategy and have all the love and the sympathy and the empathy that you can exhibit. Leadership is not practiced not so much in words, but in attitude and actions. May we who are seeking love, love. That is my charge to us all. And that is to sum the concepts of Live to Lead, that is what I took, and that is what I'm sharing, and that is what I'm living with to be the great leader who is leading to impact. Over to you, Sam. Thank you very much.
Great. Great. Amazing. And you can't imagine, I was taking as much notes as I was taking during Live to Lead, you know, lots of nuggets here. We will come back to you and ask a few more questions, but we want to bring Christian to also share his perspective. Then we'll bring both of you on stage, and then we'll have a chit chat and see if people from the audience also have some comments. So at this point, I think we would leave the stage for Christian. He has introduced himself to us already, and he's going to share with us his own takeaways from Live to Lead. Christian, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Sam. I'm just wondering, after Dr. Loretta has spoken, am I supposed to say anything else? I guess we can close. because just like you, I was writing loads of notes, and I'm starting off right where Dr. Loretta left off. She started by saying that every leader has a story, and I found that very remarkable listening to Professor Frimpong Boateng tell his story. And today I'm hearing that every leader has a story. And mindful that I am very much into leadership development and leadership facilitation, I'm going to start by giving everybody a quick assignment. And the assignment is simple. Grab a piece of paper and a pen, or you can even use your phone. I want you to name one leader you know very well. So please put that on that sheet of paper right now. Name one leader you know very well. That shouldn't take you too many seconds. By now, I'm sure that some people have even finished. And if you don't mind and you want to put it in the comments page, you can put it in the comments page. What is the name of that one leader you know very well? And I say that because I want to give you an opportunity to be part of this journey that we're sharing together. So put down on your notepad or even in the chat, what is the name of that one leader you know very well? So whilst I say this and I pause for you to write down your response, I'm just going to go ahead and say that in writing down the name of that leader I know very well, if you didn't write your name, then I'd like to announce to you, you are a leader. And so we learned from Dr. Loretta that every leader has a story. And I would like to say that every person is a leader. And if every person is a leader, then you also are a leader and you have a story. So you are writing your story, and consistently as you engage on your daily chores, I want you to have that at the back of your mind. Understand that every leader has a story. You are a leader. Do you realize how many times in different places when something comes up and they're asking, for example, can somebody do this? Everybody else is looking at everybody else because people want leaders. There's a call for leadership. There's a desire for leadership. And so if you can recognize that you're a leader, then second thing you want to remember is that every single choice, every single decision, every single action you take would influence how you're leading. So your sum total is a reflection of your actions, your choices, your decision. And so learning from Live to Lead, I find that the conversation is not about somebody somewhere. The conversation is about me, and Dr. Loretta brings it home for us. Now, because every person is a leader and we all have stories to tell, today, as we sit here, this action you took, the decision you made to be part of Live to Lead nugget sharing is actually a leadership decision, because it's a decision that's going to help sharpen your leadership. And you must look at it in that mindset, because your leadership is sharpened when you yourself recognize that you're a leader and everybody around you is watching you. It's remarkable that Dr. Loretta talks about Marcus Buckingham. He's one of my favorite authors. And because I love coaching, I listen to Marcus Buckingham as much as I can. He wrote one of the best books I've ever read on coaching. So I was very attentive when he was talking this time, talking about love and our work. And it struck me that one of the key things that's missing in our times today, particularly in the workplace, is how we have converted almost everything into systems and taken out the humanness out of it. The humanness the humanness of systems is actually love. And it is reflected in many ways. And that for me is the biggest takeaway from the session. So everything that I learned, everything that I broke down from that session was on the basis that how I consider love in the past needs to be refreshed, needs to be reoriented. Because consistently, because a leader is writing his story, and every decision and every action and every choice is part of the story they are writing, the next question I'm going to ask you is this: what did you add to your leadership story today? As you work through the day to day, mindful that you are a leader. Thank you, Priscilla. Mindful that every single time your actions, your choices, your decisions are influencing your leadership journey and your leadership story. What is the latest page you are writing about your leadership story? When you woke up this morning, what did you tell yourself? As a leader who's waking up this morning, what were the decisions you intended to make? What were the stories you told yourself? What were the whisperings you told yourself? When you got out quietly and you were talking to yourself and your mind was doing all the soul searching, what were you telling yourself? If you were to record your thoughts right now, what are you thinking? How does that add to your leadership story? How does that take away from your leadership story? Just before you fall asleep today, what new leadership lesson did you learn? Remember, you are a leader. And as a leader, I learned from Marcus Buckingham that we are all experience makers. Consistently, we're making experiences. And the experiences we make would draw people to us or repel people from us. And picking up from what we've just heard earlier on from Dr. Loretta, remember that because I'm a leader, I also have to be mindful about how I engage with people. My humanness should keep me humble. It doesn't matter how gifted I am, which was something John C. Maxwell talked about. It doesn't matter how gifted I am, it is a gift. I cannot take the total credit for the gift I have. Mindful that I am very human and I am prone to failure, which means that I must be mindful about the stories I'm telling. I must be mindful about how I am moving and how I am adding to that leadership story I am writing. That also takes me to the next point. If I am writing this leadership story and every decision and every choice and every action I make or take is drawing pages and pages in that leadership story, and I am mindful and intentional about how I am building up on my leadership journey, then I would take it more seriously what I do. I would be mindful not only about what I do, I'll be mindful about what I say. But I'll not just be mindful about what I say, I'll be mindful about what I choose to focus on. So John C. Maxwell, for example, says that when you communicate with high road intention, you have to be clear about what you want people to see, what you want people to know, what you want people to feel, and what you want people to do. These four things: see, know, feel, do. That means that you want to be intentional. And really, that's not really pretending, because we've learned about the value of being authentic. Remember that every leader is human. I have come to learn that today's picture of a leader is not the picture we used to have in the past. The previous picture we had of a leader is that superstar who has their life all perfect. They don't make mistakes. They don't slip. They don't just turn around. They are picture perfect. And everything about them is perfect. Unfortunately, we all know that there are lots of people we have met who we thought were perfect, and the closer we got, the view changed. Today's leader is not that picture perfect leader. Today's leader recognizes their humanness, and they don't feel or they don't show or present arrogance about their humanness. You know, there's this feeling of, well, that's how I am. I can't do anything about it. That's not the language of a leader. So I learned to recognize that as a leader, I am human. However, I work daily towards improving myself, which is where, as a leader, I must be always learning, which is why you could not have missed today's session. And if you're on the session and you're not taking notes, let me remind you that a short pencil is still better than a long memory. So that's something to remember. The things you would remember today, the things you note today, if you record them, it's easier for you to run after them or run with them tomorrow because they are recorded. Leaders are experience makers. And when you show up, we are watching what you do, to see what you do, to listen to what you say, to sense what you're communicating to us. And so for everything, Marcus Buckingham says that aim to design into everything you do love. And I learned that and I loved that. Because many of us will see something and say, oh, I love that. Why do you love what you love? Secondly, why do you love what you do? Thirdly, in what you do, what particularly do you love? So that thing you particularly love in what you do, when you give full attention to it, you realize that it reflects something that's your strength. And I'm sure that if you've engaged with Marcus Buckingham, you know that he's very much into strengths. And he says that if you spend as much time as you would have spent trying to work on your weakness, you spend that much time on your strength, you'll find that your strength will become stronger. Your weakness will not be as strong as your strength. And so the next thing to remember is this: in your engaging on making experiences, you want to ask yourself, in what I do, what particularly do I love? And I'm going to ask you to run through your mind today. And I want you to put down something you love doing and write it down. What is it that you really love to do? I give you my example. I love to coach. I love to develop people. I said to one of my senior colleagues at work, coaching for me is my oxygen. After I have gone through all the draining experiences, when I sit with somebody to coach, that is my oxygen, because it almost gets to refresh me how I support somebody to become a better version of themselves. I feel like I have refreshed myself as a result of supporting the person. But within what I learned, I recognized that I could keep coaching to the point where it has now become a system excluding love. It could become a process where love has been taken out, and all I am doing is systemizing the whole concept of coaching, excluding love. So I must design love into my coaching. When I find the love in what I do, I will enjoy it. And I cannot be the one you copy and attempt to replicate. Once again, I'll quote what Dr. Loretta said about the fact that be yourself. My idea is, as far as we are concerned, let's aim at impacting love into what we do and build on that. So what are my concluding thoughts? To find what you love and to be able to identify in what you do, what you love about what you do, you would have to aim at looking at what is it that you consistently anticipate in what you do. And that's something I want you to think about. Look at all that you've written down as what you love to do. What particularly about it do you love? And so when you look forward to something, what in what you do you look forward to in particular to do? For me, in coaching, it is the opportunity to support somebody and to help somebody shine light on something that before then was dark to them, and they discover it themselves and work at becoming a better version of themselves. So I love to do that. And when I'm doing it, I can keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and I don't get tired. I may physically feel tired, but after I've gone through that and I've seen the person see the light with regards to how they can be a better version of themselves, that re-energizes me. So I don't get drained by that. And then when I'm done with it, I go away feeling like I could just have changed the world because I changed one person. And so central to all that for me is, how do I make sure that in dealing with a person in that coaching process, it is not just another system I have just ticked off the box and said that, okay, I've coached person one and that's ticked off and I move on to something else. How do I design love into it such that I support to create an experience for the person they'll never forget? I believe that our country needs leaders like you and I who are passionate about designing love into what we do. And if we design love into what we do, we would be able to build an environment where people feel empowered and encouraged as much as we can. With that said, I'm going to pause here because I'm sure that there's a great deal we want to talk about in the time we have together. Thank you very much for being part of this journey with me. I remember your leadership story. Add a new page today.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christian. So whilst Christian is going to just take a little bit of water to lubricate his throat, we can bring Dr. Loretta onto the call as well and see whether we have any comments or questions for them. Let me see. I don't see to be, okay, I have Richmond Ankuma over here who says, always great to be part of this journey, here to learn again. So let's see your learnings as Richmond has encouraged us to do. We have Priscilla Sibu Menu saying authenticity. That is what she's taken as her comment. And then character and values as well. And she replied to Richard Christian's question that she is a leader. She is the person who is commenting a lot today. So let's hear from all of you. You had great even teaching. I mean, I love the way Christian really took everything from Live to Lead, complemented it with what Dr. Loretta said, and really asked us questions to set us really thinking and to practicalize whatever we are hearing. Sam, over to you. Sam, are you there or are you frozen? I think Sam is frozen.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. Sam is frozen. I don't have any questions here at the moment. I can see somebody says, great job, Osofu Chris. And that is all the comments that I have so far. So let me see if I have any questions. Yes, I do. And my first questions go to Christian. I wanted to find out from you to take us through a day of how you focus on seeing, on knowing, on feeling, and doing. You gave us those four. How do you practically do that now?
Thank you very much. Interesting question, because you see, and I'll go far. I'll start right from today. I woke up early today, and one of the things I realized is that many times when you wake up, you either wake up feeling very excited or you wake up feeling not excited. Possibly I may be the only one who's had that experience, but I suspect there are a number of us who have had that experience where we wake up feeling either very excited or not feeling excited. Then I remind myself that, hey, I'm alive. Whatever it is that's making me feel unexcited, the most important thing is that I have the chance to make a difference in my day. So I have stopped talking about waking up on the wrong side of my bed. It's not one of the things I talk about ever. The reason is that it doesn't matter which side of the bed I woke up. I have a decision and a choice. And that choice is I would make that day count. So then I ask myself, what will that mean for my day? How do I want my day to go? Now I'm a person of faith, and I don't feel shy to speak about that. And so I'm spending the first moments of my morning reflecting on what is it I have planned for the day, and engaging with my Heavenly Father to say that you have already figured out today. I need your help to walk through these things that I have today. If I get out of the room, I most likely will meet one of my daughters. How do I want them to engage with me? What do I want them to see? Do I want them to see how troubled I was? Do I want them to feel the difficulty I am feeling? So what do I want them to see? So I may not always be able to achieve this, but I have the intention of making them see that this is a great opportunity of making a difference. So that's what I want them to see. Most likely one of them, the one who gets to me, will get a hug, because I want them to feel that I feel good about them. So that's how I want them to feel. Now, what do I want them to know? I make a deliberate effort not to give them a dull good morning. So I hear Daddy good morning. I say, hey, good morning, how are you feeling? Because what I say to them would influence how they respond. For all you know, they may also have woken up feeling bad. So if they get to hear that from, at least that is one person in their life so far who has made them feel like, okay, there's something to be excited about. It's my intention. Do I always get that right? Not quite. But if you have that intention, and when I have that intention, my aspiration is that more often I would remind myself that this is what I want them to know. And so I just shared with you, in engaging as a leader with my biggest, if you like, board of directors, what I want them to see, what I want them to feel, what I want them to know, and what I want them to do, by myself mirroring what I see, what I feel, what I know, what I do with them. I hope that helps.
Excellent. Very practical, both at home and then in the office, how you do it, and even with your board members. So, this is exactly what we are trying to portray on the leadership platform, how we can practicalize these things that we have learned. And this is what you've learned from Live to Lead, and you are putting into practice. Now, I'm moving over to Dr. Loretta, her love, the love woman, the love woman. So, Doc, I haven't seen any questions so far. Oh, okay. There's one question that is coming from Priscilla that says, question, please. How can you lead in love when those you are leading don't appreciate it? So, Dr. Loretta, the champion of love, I'll let you take this question. How do you lead in love when those you are leading don't appreciate it?
Okay, thank you for that question. My last word that I said was, may we who are seeking love, love. So it's a charge to us on the call today that even if love, when you give love, is not appreciated, it is not valued, it is not seen, just like Christian is sharing, do it as if that is the only choice that you have. Continue to show the love, continue to give love. And one day, that attitude, that action will affect others positively. They will leave confessing to come say that indeed your love is infectious. Because attitude and character is built and is seen and is evident in the actions and inactions of the things that we do. So whether it is appreciated or not, it's a decision to live the way you are. And I said from my delivery that you need to be authentic. You don't change for others. You don't change because they are not appreciating what I'm giving out. And so let me also stop loving. No, be consistent. Productivity is a way of life. Decide to say that you will give love, even if no one is showing that love or giving that love back. You will exhibit that love trait by being empathetic, by being caring, by doing all that needs to be done in love. And that makes you you. You are building your brand. And we said from the beginning, we are writing our own stories each day. That is the impact you want to leave behind. And we are not walking in anyone's shadow. And that is what most times we do because we want to be seen as others are doing. We throw in the towel and walk in other people's shadows. Be who you are, be original, be authentic, do the things you have conviction about, and that will let you be a great leader and live that impactful life that you want to live behind.
Thank you. Yeah, and to our listeners and viewers, you know that this year's topic for Leave to Lead was leading for legacy. And when you are becoming the person, your authentic self, and doing or loving the way that you feel you need to love without looking at any other person, the story that you're reading, that is the legacy that you are putting in place. Those are the building blocks you are putting in place. Let's focus and do that. And that's exactly what Professor Frimpong Boatin also shared. That's how he was able to build that branch of the cardiothoracic establishment at Kolibu, because he lived, and as Christian also said, what he did, what he saw, what he does every day led to that legacy that we do have at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Let me see whether there is another question. I don't see any other question, and Sam is apologizing because he has his internet that is unstable. So he will join us as and when he's able to do so. So I'll carry on. Oh, there he comes. He's here. Sam, since the internet is stable,
All right.
I'll give you the floor before you have any more challenges.
No problem. Thank you so much. And we appreciate your support. Away from Geneva, you are able to have better internet than us in Ghana. Thank you so much. There's one question that I want to both Doc and Christian to share their thoughts with us. I mean, we are Ghanaians, and those of us, even most of those people joining from outside, are also Ghanaians. And the way we are seeing our political leadership, and I think, Dr. Frimpong Boatin, Professor Frimpong Boatin mentioned the young people of this generation who have dreams and cannot wait anymore. Both political leadership and even corporate leadership. I mean, those of us who've been in corporate, sometimes we find that those in the leadership position are thinking more of themselves. Even when they're deciding bonuses, when they're deciding packages, when they're deciding salaries, it's all about those who are at the top. and the political leadership has taken it to a certain dimension. How do we bring this concept of love into our culture, corporate culture? Even in a church, we find that, the pastors today and those so-called prophets are just thinking about themselves. They are building mansions in Dubai, and the poor little ones are the ones who are contributing and they are suffering. How do we translate this love into our culture, day-to-day lives, political life, church life, corporate life? What would be your thoughts for this? I'm looking bigger beyond our individual levels. Christian, you are the Christian.
Okay, let me take a stab at this. It's very interesting, right? And I'm sure the pun was intended, but if I say I'm Christian, and since we're leveraging on that, I don't have options. That's the first thing as far as love is concerned, because my Bible, which is my manual for living, tells me that God is love, and if I know God, then I truly will love, and I think that's where it starts from. The difficulty is that inside all of us, in our base nature, is that inherent selfishness, the inherent bit to be focused on self before anybody else. We give the explanation that that's for self-preservation. That's granted. However, there's the extent to which in our desire to be self-preserving, we shift from self-preserving to selfishness. And it drives our grab, and forget that sometimes or many times it's at the expense of others. Now, rather than speak about political leaders and corporate leaders and church leaders who are showing that level of selfishness, the first thing the group of people who I want to draw our attention to tonight, all of us have met them somewhere. And you know the group of people I'm talking about, the one you see in the mirror every day. That's where really it starts. A constant reminder that what we should work at is not a mindset of scarcity, but a mindset of abundance. The mindset that says that I can't hold on to everything at the expense of Sarah or Dr. Loretta or Sam here. I must be mindful that for every single one of the things I take, have I considered that there's an opportunity for Dr. Loretta, who is possibly coming after me, to get there and not find them? And so that should be something that really drives us. I'm sure that we all can imagine you go to a particular place where, for example, free food is being shared. Somebody gets their pack of food. Then they go, they hide it, they come back and they want another pack. Or free souvenirs, Standard Chartered or EcoBank is giving free souvenirs. Somebody takes the first one, quickly slips it into their pocket and stretches out their hand for another, within the concept of the scarcity mindset. If I grab one and I'm asking for a second one, what will I do with the two when Dr. Loretta is standing behind me and they haven't had one? In my mind, I'm grabbing the first one, hiding it, and taking the second one because possibly I'm thinking of giving it to somebody who was not present. But hey, if the person was not present and there's somebody present who didn't have some, why do I want to take more than the one that I was due to have? So I think the real conversation starts with the person in the mirror. how do I move away from the scarcity mindset? And in reaching out for whatever it is, being mindful that for taking a second one, it is most likely that it's at the expense of somebody else. So that's one example or one proposition I can offer. The second one to think about is, if I truly love, then let's remember that everybody gives what they have. What do I mean by that? I heard a story about when Germany was divided and the East Germans, and I don't know if it's true, so let me put that caveat there, but the East Germans would throw garbage over across the western side of Germany, and they will keep doing that. And when they throw it, the West Germans will throw back provisions and bread. And then somebody said, what's wrong with you West Germans? The people are throwing garbage, and you keep throwing provisions and throwing food. And the West Germans said, each one gives what they have. Maybe they have garbage, so that's what they throw at us. We have provisions, and that's what we throw at them. And so for us who are writing the leadership story, let's be mindful that we said that we're experience makers and we're designing love into whatever we do. If you have love, it will show by how you give. And so love is really not so much in what you take, it's more about what you are offering to others. I hope that helps.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sarah, take on. I think Dr. Loretta may have.
Yeah, she fell off. I think she has challenges with her internet. So today we are having challenges, but we are given what we have. We are given what we have. And yeah, definitely she will try to get back to us. So thank you so much, Christian, for that. I don't see any other questions in the chat. What Douglas Amwate says, his biggest takeaway home is that leaders must train instead of criticizing, have listening ears, and show empathy. And I can see William Dafoe also saying, good evening, dear all from Tema. My takeaways as I study and learn, I must continue to share, train, and delegate in spite of all the difficulties there is, with much love. So love is really trending, and that is the biggest takeaway that everybody is sharing. So Christian, since you are still here and Doc is not with us, I'm looking at the high road leadership that you also mentioned, as well as what Doc did. And she did say that putting people before paper, and that was one of my takeaways. In Stan Chat, are you in Stan Chat?
Yes, I am.
Yes, Stan Chat. What is maybe one of the how do I call it? One of the mantras when it comes to how you treat people with love. How is that being implemented?
Okay, thank you very much. In our organization, let me put again that caveat that I speak in my individual capacity, even though I work with Standard Chartered.
Yeah.
And in Standard Chartered, we have what we call the valued behaviors. And the valued behaviors are actually those behaviors that we value. So we don't want just talk about values, but we've moved from the values to saying what are the behaviors that we value, right? And broadly, our three valued behaviors: do the right thing, never settle, better together.
Yeah.
And the idea of better together for me speaks very much to the point of how do we support each other, and very much the idea of love. And so under better together, we have, for example, how may I help? And so you're consistently reminding yourself that if your colleague reaches out in the spirit of better together, you're asking, how may I help my colleague? Now, ordinarily, outside of love, or when love is absent, your question is more what can you give me? But then when you have that positioning and the attitude of how may I help in the spirit of better together, then what you're doing is that you're reaching out to support your colleague as we work toward ultimately providing the best service we can to our clients who we engage on a daily basis.
Great, excellent. So actually, that is what Dr. Loretta that said, to do the right thing, do right, do. What did I write? Now I can't even read my handwriting. It's
Dr. Loretta was moving very fast.
yeah, ethical leadership, doing the right things at the right time. I think that's one of the things she said. I have to go through. Dr. Loretta, you are
Yes,
back with
I'm
that.
back.
Yeah, thank you.
Sam's internet decided to affect me.
Okay, thank you. Since we are having internet challenges and I don't even have too many questions or comments coming up, what I'll do is maybe have all of you, first of all, Dr. Loretta, for you to sum up your concluding remarks for today, Live to Lead 2023, the nuggets that you have shared. What would you leave our audience with today? What will be your concluding remarks?
Right. Thank you very much. In leading to impact, we must make sure that the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does great things. He's the one who gets the people to do the greatest things. And leadership is about action. It requires action. It is not enough to have just a vision or a plan. You need to take action to make it a reality. This means you set your goals, you make decisions, and then you take risk. You must show up. Even days that you all you want to do is probably curl up in bed and cover your head with your cloth. You need to show up. And then leadership finally is about making impact.
Yeah.
It is about creating positive change in the world around you and having a lasting legacy. It is not just nobody is even appreciating what I'm doing, or nobody is seeing it, and so I'm giving up. It is not about that. Leadership is not a destination, it's a journey. It is continuous learning, growth, and development, because we want to be a better versions of ourselves each day. And so we must learn, we must grow, we must develop. And it is focusing on people, it is focusing on our vision, our actions, and then the impact that we want to create positively and with a purpose. So we can't just live anyhow if we really want to make that impact. We want to lead with purpose and make a positive difference around the world and be the leader that you want to see. It is not about the government is not doing this, the government must do this, the church pastor is not even giving the tithe. No, be the leader that you want to be, and that is the way that you will grow and live that legacy. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Doc. Oh, yes. So now I come to Christian. Christian, what will be your pattern words for us today?
Sure. Thank you very much. The first thing to say, and obviously following from where Dr. Loretta left off, the first thing to say is this: who I am as a leader is a sum total of my choices, my decisions, my actions. And if that is the case, I want to be deliberate and intentional about my choices, my decisions, my actions. And like Dr. Loretta said, which means that even those things I think I'm doing just randomly, I must be mindful to either review them or mindful about how I do them. And as always, this is how I want you to look at it. At the end of each day, I want you to think about, number one, what did I enjoy about what I did today? What's the one thing I enjoyed the most about what I did today? Number two, what could I improve? What one thing could I improve about what I did today or what I experienced today? Now, if I improve one thing a day, for 1 week, I would have improved 7 things. It may not be a massive thing. It may be as little as aiming to get to an event 1 minute earlier than I got to today, or 5 minutes earlier than I got to today. If that is the case, then obviously that will work great. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, remember that if we factor love into everything we do, and we do it from a place of real mindfulness, we would notice that gradually we would be identifying in our own life the things that could be improved with love and the things that every other time could be better. And so inputting love as an ingredient in our daily experience and daily journey has the potential of helping us to be better versions of ourselves and creating in the environment we are better things, or a great aspect, or a great experience. Remember, we said at the beginning that we are all experience makers. And if we are experience makers, then we should be making the difference in every life. So those are some thoughts I thought I'd like to share. And I'm hoping that each one of us will just take one thing from today that we're going to do differently starting from now. Back to you, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you so much. This has been the Leadership Platform, and we've had Christian and Dr. Loretta with us today, sharing their nuggets from Live to Lead, how they are living it out in their daily lives, corporately, and also at the national level. They are starting with themselves, saying building a legacy is for us, and writing our stories on a daily basis, taking one step at a time. And before we end, for the corporate people on the call, and even in your little companies, or even in your little families or churches, Live to Lead season continues all the way to end of February 2022. So do reach out to CTL Africa. They can come and arrange with you to have the whole experience that Dr. Loretta and many of us have been able to enjoy. It's still available. Reach out to them. And also you can even go on Leader Pass and have the library of videos that have been accumulated over the years, that you can have your personal videos. So I just want to say a big thank you for all of you for joining us today. We've apologized for the technicalities that we've had because of internet connection, but it's been great being with you this Saturday, and we look forward to being with you again next week with more nuggets from Live to Lead in other corporate or other people who joined Live to Lead 2023. So on that note, as some will always say, tomorrow is Sunday, go to church, and let's all give thanks to God. So see you next Saturday on the Leadership Platform. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome all of you warmly to Live to Lead 2023. This will be our 7th year hosting LIVE2LEAD.
To me, development is not those and things, but to what extent people will live independent lives so that they can feed, clothe, shelter, defend, and protect themselves.
A legacy-minded leader is somebody who looks beyond his own circles, his own self-interest, and even dares to look beyond generations after him.
Then you know the person is a leader, because that's legacy. They are thinking of tomorrow. They've gone beyond today.
I came to this program, LIVE2LEAD 2023, to improve or to add value upon myself. That was my expectation.
If I didn't learn anything, I've learned that leaders pay a price, and it takes paying the price to be a leader and be able to pull others even beyond where you have reached. So yes, it's been a very impactful session.
Sort of amazing. It's been engaging from the morning session up to now. We have learned and are going to impact the next generation. It's a must attend for next year. Join next year and don't miss out. Thank you very much.
Why is LIVE2LEAD important? I think it is embedded in the very aim of the conference, LIVE2LEAD. Our purpose as human beings is to lead.